Keanu Koht has entered the NCAA transfer portal. Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. The news came around the midday point on Tuesday. Here's the full letter explaining why he is transferring. We're going to get into that here in just a second. Dear Bama Nation, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has been a part of my journey here at the University of Alabama, my coaches, staff, teammates, and supporters. The lessons I learned, the relationships I built, and the experiences I gained during my time here are truly priceless, and I will carry them with me throughout my life. After careful reflection and consideration, I have come to realize that I've outgrown the shoes I once wore here. With that in mind, I made the decision to enter my name into the transfer portal with 2 years of eligibility remaining. That was not an easy choice, but it's one I believe is best for my future and personal growth. To the Alabama community, thank you for your unwavering support and encouragement throughout my time here. The wisdom, knowledge, and values I gained will always remain with me as I continue my journey. Again, Keanu Koht enters the NCAA transfer portal. So let's kind of break this down a little bit because I think this is significant. Keanu Koht is a redshirt junior here, and I always remember, and I kind of think back to his high school highlight tape. I felt that when he put on a little bit more weight, he would be an outside linebacker that would really be impactful for Alabama. When, who knows? Sometimes it takes players different seasons to get on the field. We know this. Now, with the wolf position this season, guys are playing behind Q-Rob, or at least battling with Quay Russo, right? We'll talk about some of those guys next at that wolf position. But Keanu Koht, he was getting time. In fact, this season, he had 5 tackles in 7 games. Wasn't the most productive season. Kind of think back to this season, him tackling Tyler Van Dyke and then Van Dyke going out in that Wisconsin game. But he didn't travel with the team to LSU, and he didn't play against Mercer. Now, before Mercer, we learned that he was suspended from the team. For what? I don't know. That's obviously personal reasons. But Coach Kalen DeBoer, who seems like maybe a lenient coach, had to suspend him for something. Besides that, this season, the wolf position, I think, in an area where you have depth, now you just really have 2 guys that have playing experience. So by leaving right now, you're kind of leaving that position in a tough spot. Yeah, Quay Russo, who is a redshirt freshman. I think sometimes we forget about that because of his high level of play. And then behind him, you have Yanze Pierre. Now, I saw a play against Mercer where Yanze came off the edge absolutely flying, and I have really high hopes for him down the road. But in terms of depth behind them, you have, I guess, Noah Carter, right? It's tough to see these players move on and hit the transfer portal. In fact, he's the second player to announce that he's hitting the transfer portal during this season following Jaheim Otis, who hit the portal, I think, at the beginning of October. Now, there was rumors, I don't know if this was ever confirmed or not, that Jaheim Otis left because of playing time. Could that be the case with Keanu Koht? I have no idea. But with Jaheim Otis, he was a player, and let's face it, that was starting to trend the opposite direction, and other players were outplaying him. Is that the case with Keanu? There was really good competition at that position. Quay, it was going to be really hard to get him off the field. Until Q got hurt with a season-ending injury, he was playing like an absolute vet. We barely even saw Yanze Pierre, right? That's fine. Sometimes all it takes is one season. As I mentioned, the transfer portal, there's a give and take. And I was actually looking at the roster recently and thinking that maybe Alabama has to go into the inside linebacker position to maybe take a transfer portal guy for 2025. That's another video for another point in time. But now you look to this wolf position, and you do have a junior college player coming in, right? So I guess, looking down the road, you have another guy coming in, but there needs to be depth to continue to build this Alabama monster, which I think it could be on defense. I think we're getting to an area, too, where with the lack of guardrails around the portal, if players don't play, players are quick to leave. There was a video recently that was really impactful, I felt. It was by Javon Baker's father. And I thought it was great because Baker, his dad, he came out and he admitted that Javon Baker didn't want to leave Alabama. But it was his dad who made that choice because his dad felt entitled that he should be playing sooner than he was. Now, I have no idea if this is the case with Keanu or if this was the case with Jaheim. But I feel that the group of people sometimes that are around these players start talking to them and start making decisions for them and encourage them, hey, you're not playing, you could play somewhere else. And then other, teams or whatever, tampering. That sort of stuff exists. Remember, like this happened just recently. Like Iowa, I believe, was penalized for doing this to Caden Proctor. Now, the lack of guardrails is going to allow for this to happen. But I think if players can remain focused and keep practicing and waiting until their name is called, it's only a matter of time until you get an opportunity to shine at a place like the University of Alabama. It's hard to play here. It's very challenging. For the freshmen that are currently playing here, salute, because it's very, very difficult to be a starter, to play here at Alabama right away. Then you have guys, and it works out like this, that are patient, that keep practicing, that block out the noise, that show up to practice every single day as a number 2, as a number 3, and then because of injuries or whatever, they get their name called and they rise up. Prime example right now is Bray Hubbard. Who was talking about Bray Hubbard before the season? I think a couple people knew what he was capable of. We never saw him go to social media, never saw him complain. And now you look, you want to know what? This is fact. Did you know that he has the highest grade right now on Pro Football Focus on defense? He only has 265 snaps compared to like Malachi Moore, who I think has almost 700. But based off those 265 snaps, he's graded at 90%. Another guy down the road at the quarterback position. You imagine being Ty Simpson and just waiting for that opportunity just to be the starting quarterback here. It takes time to get onto the field. I think this might be a message to all the players. I get it. You want to play, and I have no idea if this happened to Keanu or Jaheim. And I wish them the best, honestly. They seem like really great people. And I think I've been really hyped up about Jaheim. And same thing with Keanu Koht. I think he has a very good skill set. My message is to everybody out there thinking about diving into the portal as soon as possible. I tell you, I promise you, the grass is not always greener. And if you don't water your grass on this side, who's to say you're going to water your grass on that side? It takes time. Keanu Koht hitting the transfer portal. Best wishes to the kid. I think that he has a really bright future. I really do. I think based on his skill set, whoever gets him with 2 years eligibility, if he works hard, I think he could definitely be an impact player. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Let me know what you think inside the comment box. Are you surprised to see some guys from Alabama already hitting the transfer portal as we get to the back end of the season? Maybe you're not, because it's kind of a thing that exists right now. I appreciate you guys being here. Take a minute to think about becoming a fan funder on Bama Football on YouTube. I'll drop the link in the description, and I'll catch you next live right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See ya.